He's discovering lots about himself, and he's spending a lot more time in the bathroom.
This will be the high point of my day.
Todd?
That's Toddzilla.
Toddzilla, bitch.
Adventure is up there!
Here's a Toddzilla X dispatch.
Well, howdy, and welcome to Casa de Todd. This is something that I've wanted to do the last couple of times that I've taken off, but never really gotten around to it. And before I leave, I wanted to kind of give an idea of what it takes to go through the gear and decide what's going to make the cut and what isn't going to be carried on my back when I leave here in a couple of days. So this is what I've got so far. That's the backpack. This is going to be a Gregory Baltoro 70-liter pack. Probably, I don't know, it's probably 3 years old by now. I got it used at REI. This is the old pack that I took to Mexico up there, which is a much larger pack. It's 80-liter. It's entirely too big for the summertime up here, though. I'm not going to be carrying nearly as many clothes and things like that. And what I've got up here are things that I need to decide whether or not I want to take. For example, no, not the cat. He's not going to quite make it. He'd like to go, I think, but Ike's not going to make it. But things like this, like gloves. These are winter gloves, and it sounds like a stupid idea to try to take gloves on a trip in May, especially leaving from Tucson, but they've come in handy before, especially up north and places like San Francisco where it's extremely cold, even in the summertime at night, and your hands will get cold. I've taken these things with me just about every time so far. Only used them a few times, but the few times that I've used them, I've been thrilled that I've had them. This little biking hat has gone with me just about every time as well, especially if I'm shaving my head. Keep your skull nice and warm. The main sweater for cold nights as far as staying warm. Not a hoodie, but pullover rather. Knit shirt. It's got some holes in it, as you can kind of see. It's nice for if you're out walking or stuck someplace when it's extremely, hot out. Breathes pretty nice. Doesn't dry very quickly, but it's really comfortable. These are the two main button-up shirts that I got. I got this at REI. It's brand new. I had some store credit that I couldn't cash out, so I had to get something, so I wound up with this and a pair of pants. And this is an old ex officio shirt that I got a few years ago. A little big, probably isn't going to make it. I haven't used it. I haven't taken it down the road with me since '08, but it's part of the process always, trying to pare things down. Got the Atlas over here. Diary. That's the Atlas. Cat is laying on some of the rain gear, which is kind of interesting because it depends on how you want to go. This is much heavier. Gore-Tex Italian Army jacket I got at a surplus store about 7 or 8 years ago. It's a great jacket, but it's heavy. A lot warmer than this thin guy, which is Sierra Designs jacket I got at the REI garage sale used. A lot lighter, doesn't really protect nearly as well. Does it? No. This is the pack again, so I'm going to go through this and try to figure out exactly what I want to take out of here and what I want to take with me. This is always the big decision, is the stuff that I'm going to take to keep me warm. This I took in 2008, 2009. It's a North Face pullover. Really no different than the Cool one that I have here. K-U-H-L, not Cool as in, yeah, that's the brand. Other than the fact that it's much heavier. Weight's always an issue when you're backpacking, so I think that is probably not going to make it. Cat's insane. Hoodie, same thing. It's nice. It's great when you use it, but the problem with it is that it's heavy. I mean, it doesn't pack down very well. It's heavy cotton. Probably going to leave it in favor of that. Got a pair of jeans in here. I think these are going to get kicked to the wayside as well. I've decided that I can get jeans if I need them anywhere on the road. Walmart sells carpenter jeans, cargo jeans, things like that I can get anywhere, and Walmart's pretty much ubiquitous. This is one of the nicest little pieces of equipment I've got. Again, I got it at an REI garage sale, used. It's a jacket. You can see it folds down and stuffs into this stuff sack, really nice. And it's really lightweight too. It's a down jacket. Hold on. There we go. folds down and is extremely lightweight. Took this to Mexico this year, and Honduras, and Guatemala. Absolutely loved it. So that's going to be the combination of things that I have to worry about, like chilly nights or days up in the Dakotas if I get that far. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Pair of swimming trunks. I always take these in case I want to swim and don't want to swim in like shorts like this or something else. They do come in handy. I mean, a lot of people would consider it frivolous, but they're not that heavy, and when you use them, you're glad you've got them. Got a camp towel for times that I have taken showers at campgrounds or wherever. This is the bivvy. Ought to be pretty familiar with that by now. This is what I sleep in just about every single night. Pictures of it all over the website, all over the blog. I think the bivvy itself is a pound, maybe 2 pounds. I can't remember. But it's Gore-Tex. And basically, let's get inside of it. Unzips here. Put the sleeping pad, which is right here, goes inside. And then you put the sleeping bag inside of it, you climb inside of it, and you're pretty much protected. As long as there's not too much rain, you're not going to get drenched. I have had the seals on these things, on my original one, leak. Really, really heavy rain. And this is what Joe was sleeping in Palenque when he got rained on in December. He got flooded, but I think that was more of an issue of not having this thing sealed up properly, rather than the bag itself leaking. So I'm pretty comfortable with it. I like it. Been using it since 2009 and haven't replaced it. I have carried a tent a couple of times, but that's just for things like Palenque or a campground where I want a little bit of space and comfort. No biggie. Multi-tool always goes. SOG brand. This is my knife. Half the time it goes, half the time it doesn't. Use it for peace of mind. Sometimes. A couple of times I've been glad I've had it, but have never really actually had to use it. Get out of there. What else? Dromedary bag. It's for water. Fill that up, and you can strap it to a bag, carry it, do whatever you need to do. Quite nice. It's 3 liter bag, I think. So it goes with my Camelback. So I've got a 5 liter capability plus the 1 liter bottle, so 6 liters. Plus, you can stop and grab a liter Coke bottle if you need more. In here, I'm not going to take all of this out because it's a pain in the ass to repack, but I've got my sleeping bag and then the origami tent. Looks like a little teepee. This is the pole for it right here. I don't know if you can see that. Right there. And that's my main, if I'm going to spend 2 or 3 days at a campground or in somebody's backyard or something like that, I can get inside of it and, have everything stored with me and not out in the elements. It doesn't have a floor. It's the only problem. It's tent stakes. And camping stuff, which really isn't that much anymore. I've got a spare lid for this thing in here, and what else? A filter for my water bottle, and guy lines for the origami. Not much. I've gotten rid of most of that stuff. This eventually will be my bag for, it'll have Neosporin and things like that to take care of cuts, any sort of incidental little injuries that happen out there. Not a big deal. And, of course, cords for the cameras. It's in the iTouch, which is what I edit everything on. I don't do this on a computer, by the way. I do it on little iTouch. So that's why the edits are real basic. But that's okay. I don't need to be carrying a computer. The rest of my clothes are right here. This is the base shirt that I use. It's cotton, kind of heavy, kind of small, really cheap. I got it, I think, for $5. So that's what I use. So that will be the warm weather. This is what's going to keep me warm. Base layer, this shirt on top of that, this on top of that shirt, this on top of that, and then I've got one of these 2 jackets. I'm not going to be getting cold. Layering, 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 layering. This is my warm weather button up. Really hot days. It's fantastic. It's excellent. It's another Exoficio shirt that I got a few years ago. It's got mesh here, under the arm here, and it's white, dirty. I mean, you can tell it's had some use and it's been washed. But it's a wonderful shirt, man. I love it. Take it every time. What else? Socks. Usually take 3 or 4 pairs of socks. It depends on how much I'm going to be walking. Down in Mexico, I don't need nearly that many. But up here, yeah, because of the sweat. Different thicknesses as well. These will be for the boots right here, the really thick ones. And here. So yeah, I've got 3 thick sets of socks. And there's 1 thinner set for tennis shoes or any other kind of, sock situations where I don't really want big thick socks. And they also go really well with these, which are my I'll strap these to the side of the pack here. These are the kind of shoes that I normally wear. Boots. Pretty good size, nice leather boots. I get them about a size big. I usually wear 12 or 12 and a half. These are 13s, and it's because the feet tend to swell up a little bit, and I think that was what has been causing the blistering on my heel, which has been a pretty significant problem for me. Protected on the front here, which helps. Got the plastic up here, especially if you're going off into trails, things like that. This will protect the toes and the leather on the boot. These are great boots. Love them. Pants wise, you saw the jeans. I'm going to probably end up with a pair of these from Walmart at some point. I'm going to try to get by without them though. These are the main hiking pants I got. Again, I got these at REI. I had store credit. Couldn't really cash it out, so had to buy something. Needed pants, and these are great pants too. By the way, you see them at the store. The Sahara convertible pants, really expensive actually. But like I said, I needed pants, and I had the store credit, and they're convertible. See, pants come off. The big thing about these, I have a really hard time with pants because I have pretty good sized legs for my waist size, and these are really baggy. They're really fit, really wide fitting, loose fitting pants. They go over the boots really well down here. They're pretty much the best fitting pants that I've found. So I kind of go on and off with these things, buy them, return them to get the money back. So I've got basically 1 pair of shorts here, a pair of shorts, and a pair of pants here. And also I've got, if I need them, another pair of pants right here that are my rain pants. These will work for jeans or to cover up with. And they're rain pants. Most rain pants are really thin. These aren't. These are thick. And I wore these, and they survived the freight train hop across Oregon. And that would have shredded most of the really thin rain pants. So I'm thrilled with those. I've had those from the beginning. Got a tarp here. This is for, if you're sleeping in this bivvy, you can't take this inside with you. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to protect your bag so you're not drenching everything if it rains on you. So I take this tarp, wrap it up like a burrito, put my boots inside with it. Keeps everything really dry. Tarp weighs about a pound. It's huge. Get that at REI as well. Pretty much it. A lot of the other stuff goes in top here as incidentals, like toilet paper. Nature calls sometimes. Look up the ass crack incident if you need an example of that. You got the bag cover that goes over the top of the bag like that. In case it rains, keeps everything dry if you're walking. And this is for things like the passport, in case I make it to Canada or I go back into Mexico. I've got my headlamp in here, zip ties. I carry these little locks. With this bag, it's not that important because it's more of just a deterrent. If anybody really wants to get in there, all they have to do is cut these little fabric things. But on something like this bag, it's a little more feasible because they're metal. So you put the lock through here, and then you have to leave your bag unattended for a minute. You can have everything locked up. Really handy in Mexico, especially for the bus trips down there. Now, as far as food goes, there's a couple of different ways you can go. Now, what I do typically is if I'm going to carry food at all, it's going to be oatmeal. Buy a thing of Quaker Oats, some Ziploc bags, scoop out like a 1 cup of Quaker Oats, mix it in with some of the instant oatmeal to flavor it up a little bit, add a little bit of content to it. And that way, what you can do is when you wake up in the morning or you need a snack in the middle of the afternoon, whatever, just take one of these bags out, add water to it without emptying the bag, and just eat it directly out of the bag. throw the bag away. Makes it real easy. You don't have to heat the water up to eat oatmeal. You can eat cold oatmeal. It's not going to kill you, and it makes your life a hell of a lot easier. You don't have to carry, cooking gear and stoves and these little titanium cook sets, which I do have. I don't carry it anymore, though. The other thing I do, especially when I'm walking, hiking a lot, is tortillas. Just flat tortillas with peanut butter and honey gives you a really nice influx of carbs and some good energy. Another nice, useful resource, like it or not, Walmart. Walmart or the dollar store. You can get cheap canned goods there. You can walk in, spend $6-8 and walk out with probably 3 or 4 good, heavy, hearty, thick canned meals. When you're out traveling, trying to spend as little money as you can, cheap is the most important issue. Journals. So I always carry a journal of some sort, either the big thick one, or you can also get the little pocket-sized notebooks. They'll work really well if you just want to take notes, like writing down names of people you met, places you were, things that happened. But I really highly recommend taking something to write everything down, because you're going to forget all the little details you wish you had after a day or two. I'd like to get it around between 30 and 35 pounds. A lot of people like to carry half of that, and I commend them, but I'm not there yet. So anyway, that's what I've got now. Rest of today and tomorrow will be spent packing, paring things down, adding, subtracting, and deciding what exactly I want to take with me when I leave. And then, of course, I've got to decide which direction I want to go. Our roommate is headed to Fort Worth the day after tomorrow. He's playing in a professional baseball league out there, offered to take me. Probably, I can go all the way to Fort Worth if I want, but if I go that route, I'll probably hop out at Abilene and start heading north from there. The other option is to just leave from here and head to northern Arizona and maybe go toward California or Oregon, across the northern tier of states, back east from there. So, haven't decided yet. Never decide until the last minute. We'll find out when I finally get out there and start posting things, but that's where things sit now, and we'll see you on the road.
The Toddzilla X Dispatch.
ToddzillaX.com or a Toddzilla X on Facebook.
It's just a ride, fuckers. Quit taking yourself so seriously.